Hey there, crafty friends. Suzanne here in the studio today with this month's collection obsession. And it was My Mind's Eye Wild Asparagus. Now, this is a paper line that is a couple of years old. And I had bought a bunch of the 12 by 12 papers, the chipboard, the little sticker book, and some enamel dots, I believe. So let me show you what I have done. I got quite a few layouts out of this, and there, of course, will be close-ups at the end. Some of these you will recognize as some scrapbook generation kinds of sketches from classes or other things. So they really turned out nice. Okay, so here's the first one. As you can see here, we've got 3 4x6 photos and 2 4x4, and then this embellishment cluster. Good day, my heart is happy, some dots, some chipboard, some die cuts. So turned out really pretty. Both of these could stand alone as singles too. This is a card. Here I also had the washi tape, so you'll see washi tape on several pages. And then we've got this, lots of layering and little clusters going on here. So that's number one. Here's number two. I just love this pink plaid. Sort of a peachy, corally kind of a pink. It's really pretty. Again, we got 3 4x6s rather here. And again, I'm using 2 cards. Everything is peachy and do what makes your soul happy. And then we've got some chipboard in both places. And I know you recognize this as something that Scrapbook Generation likes to do. Here I've added washi tape here as a vertical element. And then I've got this whole sort of long embellishment cluster. And then I've tied the 2 cards together by putting just something that bridges there so that they feel a little more tied together. So that's always a good tip. Here I actually ran some washi tape through one of these strips of paper up here. So that adds a little extra something something. And then I believe here, this is washi tape on cardstock, as is this here. So it gives a little more oomph to the washi tape. And it's a good way if you need another pattern and you don't have the strips of paper for it, you can use washi tape to make it. And then here I've cut down a journaling card. And we've got lots of chipboard elements. And then up here we've got a little label holder and some dots. So that's number 2. Very pretty, isn't it? Number 3. Again, with the row of photos. I really kind of like that. That's a nice way to actually lay out photos. And then over here, we just have a couple of smaller ones, a 3x4 and a little 2x2. So here again, we're playing with those cards. And then we've got enamel dots. Grace, not perfection. And I like I believe this is close to my heart almond that I was using for the background. We got some beautiful clusters over on this page. And these little bitty details, like making a little paper ribbon to put through the tag, they just can add a lot and they don't take that much time. So here you kind of work your way down the page, having used cards and tags. So, isn't that pretty? All right, next up. Here's a pattern I've used at least 3 times. And basically you're just taking 3x4 cards and 3x4 photos. And the fun thing is to actually make sure you're doing cards in the middle and then splitting them in half. So instead of having, you know, something right up to the edge, it's kind of fun to have split that down the middle. I have used this pattern several times already. And here we've got some frames. So every card has been embellished, but in different places. And then we've got the flowers going all the way across the page. So that really draws your eye across. So let me give you a close-up of some of these. I wish I had taken a video of all of the supplies before I started, but for some reason I just didn't remember to do it. And then I worked a lot with this, and then I put it away, and then I came back to it again and used up the last few papers I had, just because I really wanted to make sure I got the most out of it. Here's another one. Here we've got 2 focal point photos. You could also put an 8x10 there, I think, a horizontal 8x10, or I guess it would be a 6x8, sorry. Beautiful flower stickers. That pattern in this is just, it's a little old-fashioned, but it is so, so pretty. That might be my favorite cluster. I think that just turned out gorgeous. Okay. Here's another where we're doing our row of photos. And here we've actually used chipboard numbers to number them 1, 2, 3. And then we've got a little cluster over here. And then we have a focal point photo over here. And again, we've got some of that gorgeous chipboard and some various stickers. And enamel dots. So, give you some close-ups. I just loved playing with these layers. Okay. Here's a different photo configuration. Here we actually have 4x4s and 4x6s, but if you wanted, you know, you can do anything you want on this block. You could end up doing 4x5s. And again, we've stuck the little birdie in here to kind of bring the birds across the page. We've got 2 here, and then we've got 1 here like he's talking to this one, or she. Pretty simple. Just don't be afraid to stack paper. Really, that's all an embellishment cluster is you're just stacking paper. I've kind of lost count. Is that 6 or 7? Okay, and then I took a break from the paper pack for a while. And when I came back to it, I didn't have that many embellishments left. But I had a good amount of paper. And again, I wanted to do some more with the birds because I still had bird embellishments left. So that's how I chose to use some of this paper. Here we have this plaid pattern that when you cut it the 12x12 in half, it matched up nicely, doing one horizontally and one vertically. A lot of patterns won't do that for you, but I was surprised that the My Mind's Eye did. Here we have a journaling card, and we've used washi tape in 3 places. I was about out of my enamel dots, so I added in a few more bling. These are some gold glitter dots, and then some jewels. I like this Everyday Dreams. There was an alphabet in the little sticker book, as well as these days of the week and the numbers. And then down here on one of the focal photos, we've got this half circle again. As you can see, I've got circles here and here and here. This was actually based on something that the gals at the scrap room had done back in, I believe it was May of 2021. I went and looked at their gallery for the month because they had used some My Mind's Eye paper. So I got part of this idea, the circles part of this, from their gallery. So I want to give them credit where credit is due. And here's another one. This was also, I think this might have been a single in that same gallery that I made into a double. Here we're using up the lemons because I still had quite a bit of the lemon chipboard and the stickers. You Are My Main Squeeze. And we've got a label here. I added in some sort of burlap leaves because I needed a little more embellishment here. And then I really like, out of that whole paper, they had various sayings, so I cut just one. If you love what you have, and then dots leading across, then you have everything you need. And then up here, this says You and Me. So again here, nice embellishment clusters, adding in just a little something from my stash. So other than the cardstock and the leaves and a few gems, all of this was My Mind's Eye paper line. So this is the most obsessed I've been with the collection as far as maintaining the purity throughout. So this is the last one. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of these layouts with this beautiful, beautiful paper line. I'm going to look for an album that would complement these, and then I will have a whole album ready for photos. Okay, I'd appreciate it if you would like and subscribe if you already don't subscribe, and it'd be so helpful to me and my channel if you could leave me a comment. All right, as always, I appreciate your time and attention. Bye for a bit.